I'm Sarah from Everyday Starlet. Welcome to my channel. Today we have the battle of the neutralizers. Yes, we have two products. I don't know why I'm switching hands here. I don't know. I have two products that are both promising to get rid of those pesky dark circles under your eyes. Why am I still sitting here talking like this? Okay. They are two different brands, two very different price points, and I wanted to see how they stacked up against each other. So for starters, I have the Maybelline Age Rewind Eraser Dark Circle Treatment Concealer, long name, in Neutralizer. I've been using this for a while now, and the Age Rewind concealer from Maybelline is kind of like, it's a cult classic, I feel like, here on YouTube. Everybody talks about it. A lot of people love it. I've actually tried the sort of like skin color shades, I guess for lack of a better word, and I wasn't really all that impressed with it. I tried their brightener, which I love, but it really doesn't, for me at least, really tone down the under eye dark circles, because Mama's got some dark circles, let me tell you. So when I decided to try the neutralizer, I was actually very, very pleasantly surprised that it really does a great job at toning down the dark circles. So then recently when I started seeing a bunch of YouTubers talk about the YSL Touche Eclat, I have no idea how you actually say that. The Touche Eclat. No, it's not. I'm sure it's some fancy Touche Eclat, something like that. In the apricot shade, I believe this is, which is part of their new neutralizer line, I had to try it and I had to do a comparison between the two. The Maybelline Age Rewind, I don't remember what I actually paid for this, but looking it up online, it was priced anywhere from like, I'd say like $7 to $10, depending on where you buy it from. So it's in that $7 to $10 range, whereas the YSL Touche Eclat is more in the, I think I saw it for like $38 to $42. So significantly more expensive than this one. So I decided to try it out, putting one on each eye, to do a full review and comparison. So if you want to see which one of these wins the battle, then just keep watching. So I'm gonna do one of these on one eye and the other one on the other eye. And I'm actually going to, because my dark circles are a tiny bit worse, I feel like, on this eye, on my left eye, because I have this like blue vein kind of thing over here. I'm gonna use the YSL Touche Eclat, however you say it, on my worst eye, because, and I feel like because it's such a higher price point, it should work that much better. I'm going to use this. Basically, it is sort of in a brush form in a pump. The pump itself hasn't really been all that consistent to me. That could just be mine. Maybe I got like an off one or something. But I do like the fact that the brush is quite narrow. So I feel like I can kind of dot it, and I'm just going to kind of put it in the inside. That I actually got quite a bit of it, but I'm just going to kind of go on the inside where my dark circles tend to be. And I'm going to blend it with a beauty blender, which is a little dirty because I just put on my foundation. Actually, I didn't mention this in the beginning, but all I have on my face is basically, I did my foundation and my brows. So I'm going to dot that on, and I think it toned it down really well. The formula is quite thin. And I'm going to go over it with a concealer because I usually do both a neutralizer and a concealer. And with this one, I'm going to use, because it's a higher end product, I'm going to go with a higher end concealer, and I'm going to use my NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer. Now on this eye, I'm going to be using the Maybelline Age Rewind, and this has the foamy tip. I feel like people are kind of torn about the sponge. Some people love it, some people think it's the grossest and most unsanitary thing they've ever seen. I'm kind of somewhere in the middle. I put this on, and again, I've used both of these before, I just haven't done a side-by-side comparison. I feel like with the sponge, you get less control. You could obviously take a brush and take some of the product off the sponge, but to me that's just an extra step. It's an extra tool that you have to take care of. And I'm going in with my trusty beauty blender like I did on the other side. This formula is thicker, I feel like, which sometimes can be a good thing, sometimes can be a bad thing. On this side, because this is Maybelline and it's a drugstore product, I'm going to go with my Maybelline Fit Me Concealer to keep with the drugstore theme. Now to set it, what I've actually been using is the Laura Mercier Secret Brightening Powder, and what I've been doing, I'm putting this on the end of like a dry beauty blender and then just sort of like patting it in. Just something that's been working for me. So I thought I'm just going to do the same thing on both sides to set it just for a comparison. And I usually just kind of brush it off. So here's my review. It's really hard to pick up on camera. I tried to do some close-ups of this, but to be honest, the difference in the two is so subtle. I believe that they've both done an equally good job at covering up my dark circles, which I fully appreciate. I feel like the edge is going to the YSL simply because I feel like it's thinner, it is easy to apply, the brush is narrower, and I also feel like probably because it's a thinner formula, it is not gathering in my wrinkles, which we all get as we get older, quite as much as the Maybelline. The Maybelline, I feel like because it's thicker, is giving me a lot more wrinkles under my eyes because it's settling in even though I set them both. So that's why I'm giving the edge to the YSL. However, the fact that I had such a hard time actually showing you close enough and getting enough detail on camera to show you the difference, the fact that a product from the drugstore that is priced so much lower than the high-end product is that difficult to really make a comparison just shows how good a product this actually is. So if you really don't have the money to shell out for the YSL, or if you are maybe younger or, you know, fine lines and wrinkles are not as much of an issue for you, then you could definitely get away with the Maybelline Age Rewind. You don't need to spend your money on the YSL. However, if you really struggle with your fine lines and wrinkles under your eyes, I would definitely pick the YSL over the Maybelline. So I hope you guys liked this review. If you found it helpful, if you have any questions, comments, concerns, anything, or just want to say hi, leave them in the comment section below. I'd love to hear from you. If you have another under eye concealer or a preference to these, I would love to hear from you. If you found this video helpful, please give it a big thumbs up and be sure you subscribe to my channel so you don't miss any of my future videos and so we can be YouTube friends. Thank you guys so much for watching and I hope you join me next time.